please look out for this because you might lose so many opportunities just in a blink of an eye.
That was, I think, your claim to fame because that trended like crazy. If you're doing it next to the ETV and the journalists are passing by, and that was actually very smart.
You will know me as the next potential CEO of the
Perfect.
of companies going for.
Yes,
That one. That one.
Ayanda Mbatha, welcome to the Engineering in Africa podcast, where we share engineering news, insights, and career advice for engineers by engineers in Africa. My guest today is Ayanda Mbatha. He's a mechanical engineering technician. He's the founder of the hashtag video challenge. What is it? Hashtag video challenge interview.
Hashtag video interview competition.
Oh, hashtag video interview competition. And today he's gonna speak to us about his story from being that guy at the robot. He's what you call his claim to fame is being that guy at the robot with a board, looking for a job, mechanical engineering technician. Sorry, you had a mechanical engineering diploma. You were looking for a job. So that was, I think, your claim to fame because that trended like crazy on LinkedIn. It trended on Twitter. And fast forward, you've got the hashtag video interview competition, which is doing amazing things. I think the last time you said 10 people managed to secure employment from this program. So, without further ado, Mr. Mbatha, can you just give us a brief background of who you are, where you're from, and what are you about?
Thank you so much, Mr. Thusini, for hosting me today. And it's such an honor to be part of being interviewed in the Engineering in Africa platform podcast. So basically, Ayanda Mbatha is originally from Newcastle, KZN. Born and bred there, grew up there, did my primary school and high school in Hoërskool Amayuba up until my matric, 2012. And then when I decided to go to university, I joined a university called Tshwane University of Technology, where I started my first year in 2013. I was starting to become a mechanical engineering technician. So I did my diploma there. So I started there in 2013. And then in 2015, when I was about to finish, so basically I had finished my S4 in 2015 June, I then had to do my experiential learning, where your experiential learning is normally called your P1 and your P2, which is your practical 1 and practical 2. So I started it at a company called World Equipment. Luckily, World Equipment were my bursary sponsoring company. It's a bursary which I got during my years of studying at Tshwane University of Technology. So it was nice just to have an easy transition, just to do my experiential learning just for a year in that company before I could graduate. So I started my experiential learning in 2015 June. So June, that's when I started, and then I finished the following year in 2017 July. So what had happened is before I could actually finish my experiential learning number 2, which is my P2, the company informed me to say that, okay, Mr. Mbatha, as you know, we are having trouble within the gold industry, meaning that as World, it's a remanufacturing company, and also it deals with a lot of Caterpillar machines, all those Caterpillar trucks. So it meant that the company couldn't afford to basically sell more of its machines to the mining companies, which meant that because the gold industry was putting more pressure, then they had to let me know that they basically can't actually give me a contract which could be permanent, just for me to be full-time, that could also fulfill my basic needs by that time.
Mm-hmm.
So they allowed me to apply for other companies. They gave me permission. I got written permission by email to say that, okay, I don't need any payback. I can use their resources to apply. So then I started applying to other companies while I was busy finishing off my P2. So every single day during my lunch break, I would circle a number of companies, do calls. Hi, my name is Ayanda Mbatha. Can I please speak to your HR? They put you through to the HR. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I have. And I would like to get an internship in your company every single day for 5 days. And some I would be unlucky. And then with this one opportunity, I got my luck. And then this lady said, no, she will basically speak to her hiring manager. She will get back to me.
Yeah.
But then I was like, but let me just carry on with other companies just to make sure that I can push as much as I can.
Yeah. And tell
then,
me, how many companies were you applying to per day during that time?
During that time, I would basically do at least 15 calls. So I would have at least 15 calls that I can do. So I would normally have my tea break in the morning, have my lunch break, and then have my second tea break. So all those breaks for me now, I would have to fit in those 15 companies. Make sure it's okay. Tea break, maybe I can fit in 4 or 5, and then lunch break I can fit in more, and then my last tea break I can fit in more. But it was mostly calls. So making sure that I buy airtime every time. I always knew that, okay, my salary money, I buy more of my airtime during that period. Yeah.
So that's what got you to that point where you fast forward, you're at the traffic lights, you seeing that, okay, I'm calling these people, 15 companies every single day. I'm calling, and nothing is happening. And you had to be innovative and try something different. And I think from that, I won't say failure, but like the lack of success from like busy calling, then you literally started the first trend. Because I never noticed a lot of guys at traffic lights with their qualifications and CVs after you did it, and I think then you were a trend setter for that. Now, how did you get to that point? Like, can you then tell us that story on like how did you get to the point where you decided to say, you know what, man, I need to step it up a little bit because it's not working. This calling is not working for me. Yeah.
Okay. Before I could get there, so basically when I moved out of a company called Palawal Equipment, I then joined a company called Rheinmetall Ammunition. So then in 2017, on the 1st of September, I started becoming a project management intern. So I was a project manager on an intern basis for a year. So up until 2018. So 2018, before I could actually finish my internship, my year internship, I then applied for a permanent post at product development as a mechanical engineering technician at Rheinmetall Ammunition, which is an ammunition company. We're building ammunition from scratch up until selling to our local and international clients. Where I then got retrenched was a phase of last year, 2020, where now we were in lockdown mode, level 5, which meant that the company couldn't sell anything internationally to our international clients. We couldn't even move any ammunition, which meant that the company had now to go to Section 189. So meaning that when the company had to go to Section 189, it meant that they had to now chop off on different departments. And unfortunately, I was one of those people to be chopped off at the current department where I was at, which was product development. So for me, my last day was on the 31st of May. So the 1st of April, because I knew that this was coming and they had already informed me that I was going to be one of those people, I then started doing the DMs on LinkedIn, DMing hiring managers every day, at least 15 different companies, targeting specific people, because you can target a company, but then I had to look forward to HR managers, CEOs, people who are decision makers, engineering managers, because I knew that those people were more on the decision making side.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, as I did that almost every day, Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. I mean, I knew I wake up, I dress up as I'm dressing up, as you can see. I dress up, I take my videos, I DM them privately. So doing the private DMs, it wasn't public as yet by that time. And then after my retrenchment became into effect, 31st of May, and then I moved in Joburg at home.
Yeah.
I moved Joburg at home, and then I started saying, no, man, I need to take it up a notch now.
Yeah.
So I've been doing these DMs. Now let me start going to traffic lights. Before I go to traffic lights, let me go through my methodology process. I need to make sure that the board is typed. This is the type of information I want to be there. I need to make sure that I have enough CVs that I can hand out onto the traffic lights, because you must always be ready. And my time is, I must be there by 7:30 up until 4 o'clock, then I can leave.
So it's
then
like
I
you're
need
working.
to also target. Yes, definitely. Every day. So I needed to also articulate a specific area. So I knew that Sentin, a lot of company owners are there, decision makers are there, but I needed to target also where in Sentin are they busiest. So I started at Catherine and West. I stood in those traffic lights for 2 weeks. And then after the 2 weeks, on the second week, I was chased off by security. They said, no, you're not allowed to be here. You shouldn't even come back here. Yeah, it was frustrating. Shut. I was like, look, these guys are derailing me. They don't understand. And I tried to explain that I'm jobless. I need a job. This is what I'm doing. They said, we see that. We don't care. But people around this area, they don't want you here. And then I had to understand. I came back the next day trying to force myself on a Friday. They still chased me off. Then I got the message. Then the other week, then I ended up going to Blego. Blego is where that famous picture that people have been seeing on social media, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you name it. And that's where the picture was taken at Blego, close to the ETV studios.
Yeah, that was very strategic. But that was very strategic. It wasn't like a what can I say, like a decision that you made.
No.
Because if you're doing it next to the ETV and the journalists are passing by, and that was actually very smart.
Because I wanted to get the attention. So the idea was get the attention of the right people. Get the attention of the people who are going to advertise. So the people who are going to advertise you will get the right attention of those recruiters, those hiring managers. You get what I mean? So I knew that every time I stood there, have at least 20 CVs printed out, physical copies. And then on my board, people can still just take a picture and then reach out to me via social media. So I had my LinkedIn name there. I had my email address. I had my cell phone number. My cell phone number linked to WhatsApp. You get what I mean? So whenever a person takes that picture and
everything's
starts posting
there,
it, everything is there. Like people can reach. So every time I would come back home, I would receive calls. Like 5:30 when I get home, I would receive call from hiring managers and say, we saw your picture on Facebook. We saw your picture on LinkedIn. My name is who? Can I just offer you an interview for this day? Can you be available? And I would make myself available. So I did the thing of standing in on the traffic lights for 3 weeks. Why I stopped is that I received so many interviews that I couldn't even have time just to go there anymore. So
you
now
had a very
my
good
time
problem now.
Yes, which was something exciting. A very good problem, which I so long hoped for. So I said to myself, okay, now different phase interviews. What I need to focus on. So my CV was also revamped because during my phase of searching for a job, I reached out to other people who are revamping CVs on LinkedIn. I would also profile them and see if this person were to revamp my CV, has he ever revamped the engineering CV before?
I got you.
I would ask them those questions, just always have those questions before I can say, please revamp my CV, and give them my information. I had to make sure that this person at least would understand an engineer. Yes.
Because I feel like, one of the mistakes that, I won't say it's a mistake, but one of the things is, if somebody who's revamping your CV is coming from like an accounting background, or he's used to revamping people from an accounting background, then when they do an engineering CV, you also need to have somebody who's got that mentality and who understands the industry, and how to phase everything. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute there. Oh, there you go.
Yes. I was on mute a bit because I just want to connect my my router to a power bank so that I just make sure that I don't lose connection.
Yeah.
So my sister's just gonna bring my power bank in a few minutes. But
okay, no problem.
Like we can carry on. You can still ask your questions. You can still ask your questions.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that like having somebody. Okay, there's two important things, right? Okay, so far there's actually three important things with what you've said that is relevant for job seekers today. Number one is the volume of applications. Like you cannot like apply like one job a week or a month and then you say no, there's no jobs out there. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, I've always said that the reason why, let's say you've got the volume and you're not getting like the shortlisting, then the problem is either one of two things. Your CV sucks and you haven't really structured your CV properly and you're not communicating your skills properly. And the second thing is you're not applying for positions that are relevant to your CV. So when you apply for a job, it's important that you apply for a job that speaks to your CV. So you structure your CV to speak to that job as well, So that's, I think those are that's number two. Then number three is what you did, like just getting help, like even if it means like paying for, for somebody to actually, revamp your CV, paying somebody to actually help you on how to deliver a good interview. So your first couple of months, you mastered number one, getting attention, number two, structuring your CV properly, getting help with your CV. Now the next step was, now you've got all these interviews. Now how do you present yourself in the interviews?
Yes, luckily one of the nice things about me is I've always prided myself when it comes to good communication, effective communication. So whenever it came to interviews, I was one person. I would always research on different ways on how to approach interviews, on making sure that you dress good. So all that has always been there ever since varsity. I've always been, even during my communication classes in university, communication 101, all those things, I was always attending those classes from university. So all those tips, I even had a book that I used to call my black book. For every interview, I need to have at least 3 questions that I can ask any interviewer, which are important to me. After they've asked me their questions, once they say, okay, is there any questions you want to ask? I normally even had written them. As I come into that interview, I would say, okay, I have 3 questions. The first question is this and this and this. But the most important question that I would ask them, during especially the interviews that I had, like when I got a lot of buzz, was I would ask the hiring manager and CEOs to say that, okay, do you see me? Where do you see me in the next 5 years contributing in your organization? Before I even start working for you, where do you see me? Some of them would answer, but one CEO, where is a company that I'm working for now, Mr. Kek Nash, who is part of Rochromatic South Africa, he basically articulated this answer in such a good way, where I was so impressed because he articulated it in such a way that he actually sees me and where he would like me to be part of as a project engineer of the company, where he wants me to, which role he wants me to play within the next 5 years. Where are they lacking and where can I find solutions in those different spaces? Because for me as an engineer, it's very important, because once you know that, because I know where I want to grow in terms of my career. So I need to align myself with a company that can also understand those values.
Yeah.
You get my
But
point?
yeah, what else? So I get that like the CEO of your current employer was the one who actually um gave you more reason to say, yep, this is the employer that I want to work with. But now, what else motivated? Because I would think that with all the interviews, I'm sure you had more than one offer from different companies, and
Yes.
the general approach or trend from, not trend, but a preference from a lot of engineers is to go to big companies, like your Escoms
Yes.
and your Sasos,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
why didn't you choose to go to like a big, like
Mm,
corporate, and why did you choose like this small, I won't say it's a small company, but it's a small to mid-sized company? Why did you
yes.
choose that over like this
Bigger corporations.
big corporations where you could get exposure and access to bigger resources and mentors and whatever? Like, what else
Mm.
motivated your choice? Yeah.
So in terms of my choice, basically I received 4 to 5 offers.
Yeah.
Eh? One of the and they were mixed between small companies and big companies. Eh?
Mm.
So what motivated me to choose them was one thing that I was also looking for is in terms of my growth. With small companies, you get to learn more at a shorter space of time. You
Mm-hmm.
get to be exposed in more departments at a short space of time.
Mm.
Like now, I'm busy as a project engineer. I'm involved in sales. I'm involved in marketing. I'm involved in engineering. I'm involved also in project management. So I get to be involved in all those different departments. While I'm in my own department under solutions engineering, but
Mm.
all those different departments, I get to learn so quick what they're
Mm.
about, what they do,
Yeah.
how they contribute in any project, and also how I can also influence almost every one of them, and just to learn,
Yeah.
okay, how do they structure in terms of their costing for each and every project? Because
Mm.
also part of my roles under as a project engineer, I'm also into systems engineering. So
Mm-hmm.
I basically design systems from scratch. Once basically we've got an order from a specific client,
Okay.
so I would design the system from scratch to say, okay, these are the types of conveyors we would basically install and why we install it and in this type of space. So all the thinking would go around that. So imagine if I would have joined a bigger corporation, I
Mm.
wasn't going to be involved more on the
Mm.
systems engineering side,
Yeah.
or when I wasn't going to be involved more on the sales side, or when I was going to be more basic on the design side. So
Yeah.
I had already previous exposure on the mechanical engineering design industry, even on that side, which I'm also still involved in. But now you basically have draftsmen who come to me to
Mm.
present like their designs. This is what we're thinking. And did we articulate this in this manner? Okay, and then we can have a discussion on different conversations. Now it's easier for me to make easier decisions because I've got the engineering design background.
Yeah.
You get my point?
Yeah.
So I needed all those things, but hence I ended up saying, no, if I go to bigger corporations while I'm still young in this
Mm.
manner, let me rather go to a small corporation, learn as much as I can, so that when I go to bigger corporation,
Mm.
I come already with immense
Yeah.
skills,
Yeah.
so that when I go there, that employer will be like, yo, it's an advantage that I get a guy. Yes,
Mm.
he's a project engineer, but he knows a bit about sales. He knows a bit about costing. He
Mm-hmm.
knows a bit about this, about a bit about this, and this and this and that.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah. I
will
get
always
you.
become my advantage for me.
Yeah.
So for me,
Yeah.
it's always about always having an advantage over other applicants
I
and
get
also
you.
growing my structure. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I moved from Sasso, which is a huge,
Wow.
huge company, to a small consulting engineering company. And I remember how much I struggled in the first couple of months, because of what you're saying, that when you are in a big corporate, if I want to order a pump, I just do the spec. I do everything. Then after I've done the spec, I go give it to
Someone else.
the buyer or the procurement, and then from there I'm just following up with that guy. I don't care like how he gets, like he shortlists different suppliers, blah blah blah. Now the biggest thing when I moved into a much smaller like company, which was a small consulting company, and I would come in and I'm the project engineer, and I've got that mentality of a corporate that, okay, so who's the buyer here? No, it's you. You're the buyer. You're the one who's gonna have to go find the the different suppliers, adjudicate them, and then select the best one. Tell us why must we pay this one? You understand? And now you are reporting directly to the CEO, whereas in the corporate, like there's layers and layers and layers and layers before you can even get to that point, But I think like I get the reason why you chose like a small to mid-sized company rather than a corporate. And I think it's one of the things that I would highly, highly advise, junior guys. I wouldn't, even government, I wouldn't advise any like graduate to start as their first job, in government, like working for like a municipality or like a government department. Like you're not gonna get that sort of
exposure.
Depth, the exposure and the depth and breadth of your experience. Like it's not gonna compare. So now you got all these offers. Your what you call the sending of video interviews, because what you did, my understanding is that you started DMing the potential employers a video of you as if you're doing the interview.
Yes.
And then that escalated out of the DMs into the public.
Yes.
And then now, why did you move out of the DM into the public? And how did you get to the point where it's now the hashtag video interview competition?
So for me to move from DMs to the public, it was basically based on a story of making sure that, okay, DMs, yes, I was getting some positive responses. Some of them were not responding, but now it was already after my retrenchment phase started. So now it's the 1st of June.
Yeah.
So 1st of June now means that, okay, I'm officially unemployed. So my mind now races to say, okay, I'm officially unemployed. Now it's time to make it public.
Yeah.
In terms of my videos.
Yeah.
Now let me splash it out to the public. Even when I go and stand on traffic lights, I'm gonna take videos even there.
Okay.
Without my board. Just get that time, take a video, and then post it.
Yeah.
So that just to also take people on a journey. So I also made sure that with my videos, I would first have a video where I speak a lot more of my background, like my high school background and university. And also the next video I would do is speak about more of the subjects that I chose in university. Well, the other video, I would then speak of my first job as P1 and P2. Then the next video, I would speak about my internship role as a project manager. Then my next video, my mechanical engineering permanent role, mechanical engineering technician that I had. So I would basically separate all those roles into different mini videos. They would normally be 1 minute, 30 seconds to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Every now and then. Why am I doing that? I would tell people that I want to take you guys on a journey. Just to know me more. So every time you go on LinkedIn and watch my videos, you basically want to know more. I want to know more about this guy. So every single day, the video that I post, I didn't want to take everything at once, but I was taking people on a journey so that I can entice managers. I can entice the hiring managers and also CEOs to say that, let me get this guy onto an interview. I want to know more about him. I want to find out more details about what he does. So while I was doing my time on the traffic lights,
Mm.
then this idea came that, no, man, even after I get a job, I can start a hashtag video interview competition, something
Yeah.
that I can use using my influence over
Mm.
LinkedIn, because I saw that a lot of people were starting to connect with me.
Yeah.
My videos were starting to trend. So I
Yeah.
said, no, let me use my influence, because
Mm.
already by the time I knew that I'm about to start on a new job, because the
Okay.
offers were coming left, right, and center.
Mm.
So I wanted to start now formalizing it and saying, okay, when I start this, one of the things that it's going to help is graduates.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, it's going to help women who cannot do what I do going on the traffic lights, because we are at a phase where gender-based violence, it's such a pandemic to our country, to that women cannot just wake up so early in the morning, go to the traffic lights, stand there, come back late using taxis and stuff, because it's very dangerous out there.
Yeah.
Because some men are just not well upstairs.
Yeah.
So I wanted them to take videos. You see where I am? I'm at home taking a video in a comfortable space of mine. They take a video and say, hi, my name is Portia. Hi, my name is Smangele. This is what I'm about.
Mm-hmm.
This is my background. This is my experience. And also this is my qualifications. And also number 4, they must also add in their videos to say that what are they bringing to that potential next employer. Basically, they're taking videos in the safe space. No one can harm them when they're at home. So for me, it was one of the things that inspired me to actually start this challenge, to actually start this competition, to make it formal. So the graduates that are sitting at home who have so much qualifications, and also the women who are vulnerable to go outside and do the same thing that I do.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure that I balance a bit of both.
Yeah.
Make sure that they're in a comfortable space. People shouldn't do. I don't want all people to do what I did, because it took so much time, so much effort, so much sweat.
It was a lot.
Luckily, I was lucky I had a car. So I was at an advantage. I could just do that. But I had to think about people who don't have cars.
Yeah.
People who don't have that money to take a taxi, but they have money to connect onto the social media space.
Yeah.
So if they can do that, let them rather use their data. Posting a video on LinkedIn where I will take it, put it onto the competition and expose it. Because I know when I expose it and using a hashtag entry number that I give you and putting up a good caption. So for me, I don't just share. I watch your video extensively. Watch your video. Okay, this is who. Okay, these are the points that I can pick up. Even the caption that I put as an official, you will see that, hey, this guy actually watched my video.
Actually went through it,
Wabon, I don't want to do it for the sake of just for the sake of sharing and just having numbers. No, I make sure that I sit down, I listen to what you're saying, how you portray yourself. So I try as much as I can just to get your personality onto the caption, so that people, the more views that you get, Wabon, even before the competition closes and after it closes and after you win the prizes, there's a potential employer, because I've had people, even while I announced the winners, they had already told me that, hey, Ayanda, I've got interviews already. I'm like, oh, wow, that's nice. Potential employer saw me through your competition, because now they saw my video, so that they've been inviting me for an interview. So for me, I would be happy, because before I can actually announce it, at least I know that person already, they've been assisted. So I would announce those winners, but I know that this specific someone is already somewhere. And then once they clinch basically the deal, then they would just send me and say, Ayanda, thank you so much. It's been like this. So and they would say, I don't know how to repay. I'm like, no need. Don't even pay a cent. You taking a time to even enter. Because for me, you are basically endorsing this kind of initiative so that it can go to more people. Because the more people enter, the more people interact using this hashtag, it gives the certification to more people who are unsure about what is this competition? What is this guy trying to what is he trying to actually
does it really work?
Are we safe in the space?
Yeah.
Does it work? Are we safe in the space? So the more people get those posts and they share onto how the competition has helped them, and some of them, it has even helped them with their confidence. Some of them even said, a confidence for you. I was never a person that I can just post a video public.
Yeah.
And basically, some of them they would basically expose themselves.
Yeah, that's the
Like
thing.
themselves to
Yeah.
feel vulnerable. But they say after that, after the competition, they would be more confident to say that they can post more videos to any potential employer. Because for me, I wanted to drive that after the competition, even if you don't get a job or get someone who can be that interested, post another video. Use my
it
hashtag,
going.
but
Yeah,
now
keep it going.
just post it to someone else who's interested.
Yeah.
Now it's no longer going to be part of the competition, but you're using the hashtag just to expose yourself more.
That's
What I do is I'll always share.
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't put captions to enter for the competition, but I'll always share because now you're one of the winners. As one of the winners, I'll also add a caption and say, Mr. Thusini was one of the winners for part Mang Mang Mang. So please, recruiters, please just reach out to him. He's very interested. So I would always add that. There's some people who are also still posting themselves out, posting their revamped CVs, and I'm still there. Getting still that type of support.
Yeah, because I think like there's a couple of things with what you're doing with this hashtag video interview competition. The first thing is, if you look at your story and how you escalated your job seeking initiatives, like from getting that section 189 to saying, okay, I'm going to call 15 employers every day, so that was the first escalation. So I would assume that before you started 15 employers every day, it was maybe 0 or 1 employer every day, so you escalated to say, okay, I'm going to call 15 employers every day. Then you escalated from there. So that was let's call it second layer. The third layer is you being vulnerable and actually putting your pride aside and saying, you know what, this is my reality. I need a job, going to a traffic light with your qualification. A lot of people with with qualifications, they almost feel like they are entitled to get a job because I went to school, I went to varsity and I studied. Therefore, I'm entitled, I must get this job because I studied, So you had to put away that pride and entitlement in layer 3. And then from there, you entered layer 5, which was saying, look, I need to step this up even more. And then you will DM your videos into employers. Then you went into layer 6, where now you're saying, you know what, I'm going to now do my video interviews and share it again, putting yourself in a very vulnerable state, open for judgment, open for, criticism and all of that. But you had to now take that criticism as a positive criticism, work on improving whatever, and then be better in the next video. So why I'm talking about this is, if you look at the hashtag video interview, you have literally short-circuited that whole journey, right? So you literally short-circuited that whole journey. And I love it because, as you're saying, not everyone can afford airtime to call 15 employers on landline. Remember now, it's a landline. The employers are on landline, 011, 021, whatever, 012. You understand? Costs a lot of money, right? Not everyone has the bravery and strength to go to a traffic light and stand there, right? Not everyone has the bravery to think about and execute the idea of recording myself and publishing myself to an employer. You understand? So your interview, your thing is, sorry man, I don't know why he's busy calling me, this person. Sorry about that. So your hashtag video interview is amazing. Amazing. And I think it's a very fantastic initiative. And right now it's in its part 5. And the focus of it, my understanding, is it South Africa or is it open to anybody in the world?
It's open to anybody in the world, especially the African continent.
Yeah.
Even if you are from Botswana, basically for me, it's to make sure that you get more exposure.
Yeah.
So even sometimes when I see people who are looking for jobs who are from Botswana, I would just comment on the post and say, please do enter the hashtag video interview competition.
Yeah.
And I hope that even other African countries, they can also have that neck to, okay, and say, let's enter this competition. Let's see what it's all about.
Yeah.
Because for me, it is just to help graduates and job seekers.
Yeah.
So as long as I have graduates, people who are younger, or those ones are like we normally call them the freshers of university, and also help job seekers, people who have lost their jobs, especially now during this pandemic. We've been having all the lockdowns within all the parts of Africa, different lockdowns, and we know that all these African countries, including South Africa, they've got that vulnerability that they've basically had during this pandemic, during these lockdowns. So it's just one way of them getting that exposure to be in front of a decision maker. So you basically are making sure that they are going to jump the queue of 300 applications just for that one job. That procurement manager job. They can jump all those 300 applications just to come face to face with the hiring manager, with that CEO, and say, then they can say, no, bring that guy. So now they no longer have to go and do the shortlisting. They can do the shortlisting of other people, but now when they don't need to shortlist you, they can just get you straight, invite you directly to the offices, and then interview you directly. So already you've jumped the queue. So I want to put people into that advantage space. Because I know, I took so many steps, but it gave me also an advantage, because yes, I was also doing your peanut things or putting there, but my focus wasn't there too much. My focus was LinkedIn. That was my primary focus.
Because I think also the thing about, like, I do support like DMing HR managers and all of that stuff, but the thing about that is you find a situation where like companies are literally not hiring, and you find that if you box yourself too much in the DMs and the emails, then you are losing out on the opportunity where, if you look at the hashtag video interview competition, the opportunity there is actually reaching employers who are actually looking for people, but you would have never thought about that specific employer, because you don't know that you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. You understand? So if you limit yourself to the DMs and the emails and the applying, and applying to jobs that you are able to see or get exposed to, then you limiting yourself a lot. So one of the things that like from my business point of view, that actually made like the whole Palucraft brand to be big was that we switched the focus from trying to like apply for tenders and contracts and going on the DMs and the emails and whatever, to the focus of, listen, let's generate content and push the content out there. The people who want what we are trying to sell will see the content, and then they will come to us, and not the other way around. And like we found ourselves in a situation where people that we never even thought could be customers are actually customers. And that's what this
Mm,
video interview thing is doing.
yes.
Employers, like for example, if I ask you, would you have thought of applying at Raw Chromatics?
No,
But
like I've never heard of.
you've never heard of them, but here you are
Yes.
right now. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And
mm.
I think that's the amazing thing about it. So right now, the hashtag video interview competition is on part 5. Actually, part 5 ended on the 20th, right?
Yes, on Saturday.
On Saturday. So I'm assuming there's a part 6 that's coming.
Yes, part 6 is basically going to start on the 1st of May.
Okay.
So the people that also were DMing me yesterday to say that, can I still post my video? I said to them, unfortunately, you can't.
Yeah.
Closed. I'm very strict on the closing date because as an engineer, you must always make sure that whatever you do, there's quality assurance that you have.
Yeah.
And you must be consistent. If you say this for a competition when it opens, you must be based on that. I said on the 20th of March, 23:59. Some people even posted their videos at 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
And I even laughed at one of those guys. I think it was entry number 9. I even laughed. I even said on the caption, this guy literally posted his video at 22:30.
Yeah.
Like that was like 1 hour before it closes. But
Yeah.
you can also see the push because he was having internet troubles, but he was determined just to make sure they said,
It
I
must
need
just
to
go
make sure
there.
that the video is or what.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the people that who couldn't post their videos on part 5, they can basically wait off the 1st of May. 1st of May 2021
Yeah.
is going to be part 6. So
Okay.
for now, the process that we're going to be having is up until the 31st of March. People, obviously, it's basically a chance of them just to make sure that they can DM people just to say, please go and view my video, and just post to people and just make sure that the traffic, they can take so much traffic to their videos so that they can get more views. Because on the 31st of March, at night, I'm going to do screenshots.
Yeah.
And then after I've done screenshots to indicate the person who has basically gotten the most views, and then do a official post on the 1st of April. I'm going to announce the winners from number 1 to that specific number.
Okay.
So with that, I will also announce who will be getting which prizes, because all the prizes, they come with their benefit. So if you're number 1, you're going to get all the prizes.
Okay, what
number
are the
get,
prizes?
So the prizes is, number 1, you're going to get a free CV revamp.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, you're going to get a free LinkedIn revamp.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, you will also stand a chance of getting a free psychometric evaluation from a leading psychologist. And also number 4, you get interview coaching.
Okay.
Interview coaching from a leading engineering manager.
Okay.
In one of the biggest companies in South Africa.
Okay.
And also number 5, you get also, there's a package which this lady has. She basically does interview coaching, mentorship coaching, and also how you can carry yourselves into a working class environment. So basically, she's an ex HR manager. Okay. So basically, she basically knows what companies like, what companies are looking for. So she basically takes you on a 3-course training program that she has. So she can only offer that to only the top 3. Okay. So the top 3 can get all the prizes that I've just counted for you. And then the rest of the other people, number 4 and 5, can still get interview coaching and also interview coaching as an added package. Okay. So from number 6 going down, those people are just going to get just your basic free CV revamp. Okay. But here's a twist. Some people that have already gotten employment, who were number like 9 or 10, those people who got just a basic free CV revamp, they've gotten jobs now. Okay. They've got notice. Yeah. So it's not about just being number 1, but for me, it's about, obviously, I'm trying to motivate people to aim for being number 1. Yeah. Why aim for being number 1? So that you can put your best.
That's
But
correct. Yeah.
wherever you lie, everyone will receive a prize.
Yeah. So what's the criteria for winning?
So the criteria for winning is ultimately getting more views on your
Okay.
video, either by the video that you have posted or the video that I've reshared. So
Okay.
basically, you would post a video, and then you normally you would get the viewers there,
Oh, I
and
see.
then I would normally go to the video that you posted, and then just share it,
Yeah.
and then put a caption, and
Okay.
then also if you have more viewers there, I would then take the viewers. It's the most views that you can get. So basically,
Okay.
you've got two
Perfect.
chances to gain viewers:
Yeah.
the video that you post on your own and the video that I reshare onto
Okay.
my profile.
Perfect. And then what's your plan for this thing? Like, where are you going with this? Like, in the next year, 2 years, 3 years? Like, where are you going with this thing? Like, what's the bigger picture?
Okay, so the bigger picture
Mm.
is to cement the hashtag video interview competition, to make it a brand a platform where a lot of hiring managers can start basically requesting some winners to say that, can I request some of your winners who are, let's say for instance, who are in the engineering space, who are in the marketing space. Can you just give me the winners and then just send me that list so that I can shortlist them for an interview straight up.
Okay.
So I want to take it to that part where they can reach out into that extent, which now it will help with the more people enter and the winners that I have already, the ones that I've already shortlisted, as they're trying to get assistance in terms of revamp and all that, then hiring managers, it's easier for them to say, no, give me some of those people straight. Let me invite them for interviews. So now these people already, there's some level of some sort of guarantees that can be in there, just because they took a chance of taking a video of themselves, interviewing themselves, and then just posting it on public and just entering for this competition. So I just want it to be that type of cornerstone. And also, as time goes on, I'm looking forward to me investing more, or I'm starting to invest more money into making sure that maybe once we're out of the pandemic, now we can have interactions, or we can start holding some forums, that we can have some different drives, or invite different companies. We are having this. I've got my panelists, and then invite some of the potential entrants that can be there.
I get you.
It can be small, Wabon.
No, I get you.
It can be small, then Wabon.
Yeah,
just
like,
to be on that basis.
there's this thing, I forgot the name of it. Entrepreneurship, the elevator pitch thingy, where
I know that,
a crowd comes. So you find maybe like there's certain employers looking for a certain type of employees. So you invite the people, they literally come and interview in the crowd and the employer. Like that would be awesome. Like I think that would be nice. Now, are you getting any pushback or beef from recruiters?
No.
Recruitment companies? Because like you literally, you understand that you are now like sort of killing that chain, recruitment company, because now an employer can just jump and actually physically see a potential candidate through the video without interacting with the recruitment company who comes and fixes the CVs and then presents it to them. So you're not getting any like pushback or beef or anything from them.
No. Most important
not yet,
thing,
at least.
No, even if it can come.
Yeah.
Ayanda is one of those people. I don't have time to entertain beef.
Yeah.
like it can't even fit on my plate.
Yeah.
Like on all. So for me, the focus is helping young people, helping experienced job seekers, retrenched people. It's just helping people get jobs. So for me, that's where I'm at. So I don't want to close other areas and say people should stop doing your peanuts, your what, sending thousands. No, people can still do that.
Yeah.
I want people to make sure that this is just a benefit.
Yeah.
Because remember, Mr. Thusini, in terms of the unemployment rate in South Africa for the youth, people below the age of 35.
Mm.
If I'm not mistaken, it has already surpassed 55%.
Yeah.
So if you look at those stats, so basically you can see, if it's already surpassed 55%, that means a lot of young people who have qualifications, either matric or either college qualifications, university qualifications, are basically sitting at home. They don't have jobs.
I got you.
So how can we improve our economy if people are sitting at home? We can't.
I got you.
So one of the ways that we can also have a bounce back in terms of the hard lockdown that we had last year, which is affecting so many businesses, even to this day, it's still affecting so many businesses, is to have initiatives that can bridge the gap and make sure that a lot of people can be hired. Because the more people are hired, then more people will start spending. And then the more people spend, then they make sure that our local economy, like it causes a ripple effect, or what? Because one person in a family of, let's say, 10 gets employed, that same individual, that young graduate, will now be able to feed his mom, will now be able to feed his brothers, his siblings, take them to school, and so on. So people, they underestimate one person getting employed.
Yeah.
So for me now, the ultimate goal is for people to get employment. So I don't have time to entertain any beef that can come either now or later. I've got a very positive mindset.
Yeah, I got you.
As long as I help people, Ubani is gonna say no. You shouldn't do this, because even other recruiters, they reach out and say, Ayanda, can you please? I'm looking for people who are this. Can you please post it on your network? I do post it out, I do, and I've done that even before. Some lady from a big company, basically asked me for. She DM'd me looking for certain people for a graduate program.
Yeah.
Do you know what I did? I posted that. Obviously, I had to hide the details. I posted that to say that there's someone who's looking for specific graduates in the engineering field. So if you have those qualifications, DM them to me, and then I'll pass them to her.
Perfect.
I was receiving a lot of DMs.
Yeah.
And guess what I was doing? I was taking every CV that I was getting there, forwarding it to this recruiter. And also I would put their names. I would tell people, don't send them by email. Send them via LinkedIn DM. Why? Then I can put your I can tag your name. So this person can easily
just click and connect.
Say, okay, CV, and just click your profile.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier for them to interact with you. And she ended up telling me that, okay, she's already shortlisted a couple of people. And I was saying, I'm so happy for you. At least you found some people, they got interviewed, and some of them, they got picked.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, now, it wasn't too, hence I made sure that the details were discreet.
Yeah.
Of the person and whatever. Because for her to ask that, it's just because she recognizes that I've got people within my space of like the hashtag interview competition fraternity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some of those people, the basically jump the queue.
That's
which
correct,
is nice.
Yeah.
Anything that you can use to your advantage. So for me, that's where I want to use my influence.
Yeah.
To bring about change.
I got you, man.
Even if it's small.
Yeah.
Because you've got so many people who have so many followers out there. But for me, now, I want to have more followers on LinkedIn, because I know I use my network to expose people on jobs. So for me, that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah. Tell me now, are you cataloging like the videos and past winners on a website or somewhere, or you just leaving it on LinkedIn?
Oh, no, not as yet. For now, everything is still on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
There's even this other engineering manager. She once DM'd me and said, Ayanda, don't you think of maybe opening a YouTube page? Yeah, because a lot of the advice that you give to the youth, especially the graduates, it helps. Because also at times I normally also do videos where I advise young graduates on, whenever you receive DMs from engineering managers, this is how you should approach.
Okay.
This is how you should reply. These are some of the words that you should use, because I've received another DM from engineering manager saying that, Ayanda, there's a girl that you posted her CV out on, basically her caption or on this other time, and I was interested on her, and I actually DM'd her, but the way she responded, it just took all the energy out of me. It was almost like she's disrespectful the way she was responding back, not knowing that I'm this type of person, but if you can just maybe advise them. So I posted a video and say, guys, don't ever underestimate someone who sent you a DM. You don't even have to see what sort of person this person is. Whenever they ask a question or want more information about
just answer, man.
Just answer them to the best of our abilities with respect. Especially for graduates. Because I know the experienced job seekers, they know that already. But the young ones who are my peers and who are like your 25s, your 22s,
like
your
23 graduates,
those
some
graduates
are arrogant,
they're arrogant. It's all that. So I did that video just to say, guys, please look out for this, because you might lose so many opportunities just in a blink of an eye. Because someone can like you from where they, because now they trust me. When I reshare some of your things, they say, okay, ew, I trust this guy. Let me DM this person. Because even after the competition, I like to every now and then just post other people's maybe captions, just reshare some of the things, because it's now after the competition. Just I choose also now. I just go through, okay, what are you saying? I check your profile. Okay, then I can share. So I don't just share anyone's profile. So now I'm very, I'm there to say that, okay, this person can cut it out if I post them out.
So to close out the discussion on the hashtag video interview. So in summary, on the 1st of May, you've got part 6. On 1st of April, you announcing part 5 winners. And, like last, I don't know, like parting short from my side, I think it would be a good idea to catalog it on a website, not necessarily a YouTube channel, but on a website where because on a website, you can, all your posts, you can embed them. Like if you start like a website and then embed the actual LinkedIn post to a certain page, so that, let's say, I'm a recruiter and I want to look at people who did the video interview, who have become in accounting, for example. Then if it's cataloged in a website, where I can go to a website and I say, okay, I'm looking for BCom accounting graduates, then maybe there's a tab somewhere where I can filter BCom accounting, and then boom, all the people who did the BCom accounting are there. And then those who get who already have secured a job, then you can tag them as unavailable, and then those who haven't, available. So I think it'll be great to do something like that. If I had time, I would help you with building that sort of website. But I think anyone who's able to build websites will be able to do that. Like just a pure embed. You are able to embed LinkedIn posts on your HTML5 code, you understand? So if you can do something like that, it will be great. Now let's switch focus before I let you go to yourself. So what are your plans moving forward? So you project engineer now. What's your because you've been helping all these people, surely you've got your own career aspirations on where you want to go and how you want to grow within your within Rochromatics and the engineering industry in general. What are your aspirations, and like moving forward in the next let's say 2 to 5 years?
So basically for me, the most important thing is the space where I want to grow more is on the project management space, where as a project engineer, I have already a lot of some of the grit on it. So for me to make sure that I grow more onto that, because initially 3 years back, I wanted to do my GCC factories and all that. but within the industries that I've been to, exposed in, and where I see myself being in more in, I ended up saying, no, these industries, they wouldn't need GCC factories,
Yeah.
for instance, because they're not heavily machined. They don't have a lot of machinery,
Yeah.
if you get my point.
Yeah.
So I ended up moving away from that space where now I still had the plans of making sure that, okay, in terms of project management, I still want to ensure that I become a project management professional, that I can get my PMP certification. That is very important. But before I get that, I still want to do my advanced project management. And also after that, then I can do my PMP. And then also while I do that, within the next 2 to 5 years, I would also like to make sure that I can become a candidate for EXA, for PR, for to become a professional engineering technologist.
Okay.
As a candidate for now, become a candidate, and then in the next 5 years, then I can basically ensure that I would have made sure that I catalog everything of mine, put it into different reports, make sure that I'm ready to present to the EXA panelists, so that I can become a professional engineering technologist in that space.
Yeah.
I would like to also become a professional, and also in future, within the next 10 years from now, I would like to at least have my MBA by then. Why do I want to do my MBA then and not now? It's because I want to make sure that my experience speaks for itself when I start enrolling onto for my MBA. So for me, I'm more experienced. I want to get my experience more, and then have all these become a candidate, and make sure that I can become a PMP, because also a PMP, it's nice when you start doing it, when you have experience that you can embed, solve different problems, knowing how to tackle different problems. So for now, for me, I'm just making sure I record everything as much as I can, but the first things first, just becoming a candidate. But
I got you.
Ultimately, academic wise, get my MBA within the next 10 years. By then, you will know me as the next potential CEO of the companies going forward.
Yes,
that one is coming. That one is coming. So for me to get there, I've got all these levels that I want to go through first. Because Mr. Thusini, the most important thing is I want to become that CEO who has been a project engineer, who has understanding of sales, who has understanding marketing, who has understanding of the procurement side, so that when I sit around with them on a table, I am able to understand what they're trying to articulate. Like the plans they have, but it becomes easier. They normally say engineers make the best CEOs. So I want to make sure that I become that saying, to understand the accountants, who most of the time they become CEOs more than us. You know those accountants.
That's right.
You know those ones. So I want to how they do. I want to have experience also on their fields, how they do things, how they do their numbers. I want to also be able to understand and crunch numbers. One to one.
I got you.
But not full time, but have an understanding, so that when I make that CEO maybe in the next 10 to 15 years, I am that credible enough.
That's correct.
I wanted to say my background speaks for itself, and I can be able to make a difference. I don't want to be just the next CEO, but I want to be that impactful CEO that's going to take either engineering in South Africa to make sure that it becomes to make sure that it plays a global space.
I got
so
you.
It doesn't just become me being, but I want to make that big
impact,
change.
man.
But for me to make that big impact, I need to make sure that I start from the ground.
I got
work
you.
my way up.
Like I love the way you've articulated it. I think a lot of let's say junior engineers, graduates, I feel like, because I've mentored a lot of them, and the space that I'm in, I'm exposed to a lot of questions around what certifications you should like an engineer can do, and so forth. And the biggest thing, or the biggest challenge that I have, is the lack of clarity on the career path that you want to take. And why having a clear career path is important is that you know what sort of skills are important for you to succeed in your path, what qualification, certification you need. Now, we are in a situation. This other guy the other day posted this other post on LinkedIn saying that, you know what, these people with PRN, GCC factories, GCC mines, PMP, PRCPM, CEM, da 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 da. And then you are sitting there because now it's like, it almost feels like you're not sure on your career path because like, why do you have a GCC factories and then have a GCC mines? Like it's like almost not sure where you're trying to go, you know, and it confuses your CV, it confuses your your career progression, it confuses like the time that you spend on acquiring the right sort of skills. So I love that you've got a clear career path, and the big thing is sticking to that career path, like not changing like over time and whatever, like just sticking to it and say, listen, this is what I've chosen and this is what I'm going to do. And I love that. And I think like any engineer in Africa right now who's listening to this needs to make sure that they take that to heart, you know, choosing a proper career path. And yeah, Mr. Ayanda Moses Mbatha, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for joining this Engineering in Africa podcast. It is recording. And, you know, your story is a story of perseverance. It's a story of always like re-evaluating and stepping it up when something is not working. You don't just give up. You find a way. You don't change the goal. You just change the plan or the execution. You know, the goal remains the same. You don't change the goal. You just change the way you're executing. So that's your story. And your story is the story of you know, a caring engineer. It's a story of an engineer who doesn't kick down the ladder once you've climbed, you know. As you're saying, like you still climbing your career, you still have a lot of aspirations, but for you to get to where you are, you haven't like kicked the ladder and said, nope, I got 100 interviews. I got the best job that I wanted to get. I'm earning my salary. So everyone else, it's up to you on how you get to where I got to. So your story is of helping, and I think you're gonna make a fantastic PR technologist, because part of being a professionally registered engineer is that you need to contribute back to society. All right, so you need to plow back to society, and what you're doing is literally plowing back to society, you know. And when you go to those the panel interviews for your professional registration, I think with your story it will like clearly articulate how you contribute back to the engineering industry, and you're gonna fly through that panel interview. And yeah, man, thank you very much for your time. Do you have any last parting shot before I let you go?
Young graduates must always get mentors. Nah?
Yeah.
That is very important. Having mentors it plays a very crucial role.
Yeah.
And currently I've got 2 mentors. I've got a life mentor and a career mentor. So having a mentor, I used to take it for granted, I think 10 years ago, but it's very important, especially once you finish your qualification from university. It's very good to get a mentor, especially also once you start working. Even at work, have a mentor that you can have at your workplace, because it plays a very crucial role on also saying having someone who's already been there, who's already a professional, who's already has had so much experience and just articulate what are some of your aspirations, then that person can actually assist you into getting there, into have you done this? Have you considered this? Okay, focus on this. So for me, it's always nice. Every 2 months, I get to meet my mentors, like in person.
Yeah.
We do connect every now and then. I make sure I do talk to them. I speak to them, and they also do catch up with me and say, okay, Ayanda, what's up? Let's meet. Let's catch up. What has been happening? They offer the advice.
Yeah.
So it's very crucial to have a mentor.
Yeah.
So, and for me now, the most important thing is always try and make sure that you've got your family's support.
Yeah.
Without your family support, there's nothing that will stand in your way. Even when all the odds are stacked against you. But with your family support, you always have that positive mindset. And another thing, young graduates, enter the video interview competition. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Take the chance, because even the shy ones that were shy before they entered, and guess where they are now? They have jobs.
Yeah.
Some ladies, they even told me, hey, I've never done anything public.
Yeah.
But thank you for giving me that motivation, because now I have a job. Some of them, they've been, they hadn't had jobs for 5 years.
Yes.
So for me, it's a big achievement. When someone gets it now, I don't care how long it took them.
Yeah.
But for them to take the courage to take a phone and put it against themselves and wear something, a tie, something professional and elegant, and say, this is me, this is what I have, and this is what I can bring.
Yeah.
It takes courage and confidence. We can't all have the same confidence, but take your luck.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a bit of confidence within you.
That's right. Yeah.
That one, Mr. Thusini, I'm guaranteed. You can be an introvert, but you can still take a video of yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Get ahead in life.
That's it, my man. Right, Mr. Ayanda Mbatha, thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to talking to you a year from now, so that we reflect on, how far the hashtag video interview competition has gone, to reflect on your career, on like how far you've pushed in your career a year from now. And I'm positive that a year from now you're gonna make like serious moves. So let's set up another discussion a year from now. And I thank you very much, and have a blessed day further.
Thank you so much, and thank you to your listeners and viewers. Thank you then. Bye-bye.
Bye, man. Thanks.